To Reinventing Events. I'm Deb Lewis from CityEvents, and I'm a professor at George Brown College as well. And I've been watching the event industry in the GTA and been really inspired by so many of my colleagues and all the creative ideas that they've been working on to transform their businesses or tools from the hospitality and events industry to find out what they're doing and create short stories that we can all learn from. So today, I have Andrew Zimble from Higgins Event Rentals, and he's been in the business for a while. He's been a business owner, a lot of catering routes in regards to servicing in the catering industry, working on venues and setting up venues. And for the last number of years, he's really grown the Higgins rental offerings. So I have him here today to tell us a little bit about his business. So Andrew, how has this whole pandemic shutdown of the essential businesses affected Higgins Rental?
Well, it has been quite a shock. Adobe and I went to Las Vegas to the Cater Source convention, and as we were there, we're hearing more and more cancellations happening in the United States. And by the time we got back to Canada, like 3 days later, half of our events were canceled. The next week, we basically laid off most of our employees. A few of us stayed on to do tents and we rented an awful lot of hand washing stations. And we were looking for creative ideas to come up with new projects to do. Our core competency, choosing the right product for a customer, and then taking their ideas, what they want, translating them into an actual product, and then managing the process of taking that product from a shelf or from a warehouse to their door. And so we looked at who else might need that service, and we reached out to some hospital, medical companies and that sort of thing. No one really wanted or needed our help until we heard about greenhouses that were having a really hard time. So we have started what we call a virtual greenhouse, garden center. We pick up we have flowers delivered by Scharringa Greenhouses on one day, and the next morning we deliver them to our customers. And it's been an exciting process. But the other things that we learned from having our event closed down is it actually, like, there's some positive. I find that our team, the management, the core team is closer together than ever before. We do Zoom meetings every day. The other thing it's really done is it's allowed us to take a pause on our processes. We're looking at all of our processes now and coming up with new ways of doing things, and the training will be there so that we can actually train people better. So I think that's going to be an exciting. And when business comes back, it's going to come back better than it has been before, because you're going to have time to say, okay, you're coming back. You've had and it's going to 8 weeks so far. Yeah, it could be like a 3-month break. So we're going to bring our staff back earlier and go through some intensive training and say, here are our new processes. This is when you ship an order, this is how you do it. This is how you do it on the way back. And I think that's going to be very important.
Yeah, because I know one of my questions, that we were going to ask was like, what will you do differently? So come back, I mean, the training, and it's funny, I think a lot of people are looking at those processes and adapting work styles, workflow, those types of things as people are adapting to working from home. Is there anything else your team has been thinking about doing differently once we're back in action?
Asking us, are you going to clean things better? And I'm going, well, we clean things very well, right? Like that's our business. Our business is taking dirty stuff in, putting it through a cleaning process, wrapping it up, making sure it's safe and secure and healthy for people when they get it. So we're not going to change that too much. I think we might document it more, so that we have more records. But right now, I think our product is a very safe, healthy product. Good for the environment too, if I do say so myself. But back to what we've done to sort of pivot how we've gotten our business. It took a lot of creative process. John Higgins, who's the assistant, said to our management team, come up with some ideas. He's been looking for new products to invest in to help with it in the new world. And he said, can anyone think of some idea or a few ideas of how we can use our core competencies to generate some revenue. And at the same time, because we're a family business and our whole motto is we care, right? Uh, so John said, try to find something that not only will help us, but will help somebody else. So Laura, who's our director of customer service, she went out and she had a paper, and he told her about how greenhouses are having to plow under all their product because no one's having garden centers aren't opening yet. So we came up with this idea of a home delivery garden center, and if you and we realized that we could use our existing technology so that we have an online store that's open right now, and you can go and you can pick flowers through our online store, place your order online, and we'll deliver them on Friday. They'll be no standing in line at garden centers, no having to deal with cash and or debit cards or touching things that people may have touched. So it'll be smooth and painless, and it'll be a very nice. I think it'll be a very nice experience for everybody.
Well, I have to say, when I got the email with the offer, I was quite excited because I've been stressing out on where I was going to get my flowers this year. I think it's a great transition. I mean, it's something you have to do for the moment, and it's going to keep you going for this time. It's inspiring to see how people are looking to other ways to use their core skills, core competencies to still provide a service.
And I think what's really important for event professionals to think about is ask yourself, what do I really do?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's a good question in general, because so many people, they'll say, well, I'm a florist, but it's not really what people are buying. They're buying a vision. They're buying export them properly, puts them up, knows where to put them, and so that you're not just a florist or a caterer. Like caterers are logistical engineers. Caterers are problem solvers. Ask yourself, who else might need that? How else can I help people? And what else can I do? Where else can my product be used? I've been thinking of other ideas for caterers, for example. Like instead of having a party of 200 people, so maybe you have a party of 50 people, but you have it 4 times. And you think, well, that's going to cost a lot more. Well, not really. Like you could have a party, if you rent a venue, usually you rent it from 9 o'clock to midnight. So you could do a party from 11 to 2, a party from 4 to 6 or 8, and another one. It would be a long day for you, the host, but it would be a way of bringing people in series, right? And so there's more room. So you can still see. And I'm a bit of a marketer. So in marketing, we have what's called, you want to segment your market, which means put people together of common likes, right? So you could look at your guest list and say, let's segment our guest list. And we can micro target. Oh, I know these people would prefer to have a light lunch because they don't like staying up late. And these people would rather just dance and party. So we'll do a party for them. So you can customize. You can have a party for 200 people with customized segments, and and it won't really cost. The extra cost will be extra labor because the staff will be there longer. The extra cost will be, your caterer might charge more because you're having, instead of making, one menu for 200 people, they're making 4 menus for 50 people. But in the rentals probably won't go up. The room rental probably wouldn't go up. And you could do the same thing, like if you're doing a backyard garden party, and we do a lot of those with tenting and so on. You could do, you put the tent up a Thursday, have a party Friday, a party Saturday, a party Sunday. It's not going to cost you a penny more. It'll cost you more for staff, of course, but really for the tent, it won't cost more. The tables and chairs you're going to use 4 times instead of once. Most of the time, the rentals are delivered on the Friday, and they're picked up on the Monday anyway. So, it's like you have to be creative and think outside the box.
And I think that, being even a planner and a caterer, same sort of thing, you're always having to come up with solutions on the, I mean, but the people in our industry have those skills, and they're putting them to use, you know, a lot in the sort of a theme here, you know, what are your core skills, what are your core offering, what are you really good at,
Yeah.
you know, and
A-
really use
And
that
what do you really want?
into giving to the community. Okay, so to conclude sort of our discussion on sort of the event industry and just generally GTA businesses and how they're
Right.
pivoting, wanted to do a shout out to maybe some of the local businesses and some things you've seen besides yourself that have pivoted a little bit and have an offering now during this time.
Well, so there's so many of them. So our neighbors, Aqua Fine Foods, they're doing home delivery right now. Temptations is doing home delivery right now. L8 is doing home delivery right now. It's really amazing. The Barbecue Gourmet, I ordered a box from them. You get a 5 pound bag of smoked brisket and beautiful back ribs, very reasonable. The Barbecue Gourmet, they're doing, and you know what they have, you can get lettuce and tomatoes and carrots and things like that at the same time. So a lot of these places are offering you staples as well as the meals. So
Yeah.
it's a really great thing. Food Dudes is doing that. Tobin Foods is doing that. Oh, I'm forgetting somebody
Yeah,
else.
many of the caterers are. Well, my shout out today, because I get to shout out as well, near me is Reed's Distillery. So they converted their business to do spray hand sanitizers they've been giving out for free in the
Oh wow,
community. But they also still have their gin and vodka. It's a family business there, a father, two sons, a family business. And they used to have jazz nights, distillery tours, but they've had to cancel. But they
where's
also
that?
have, it's at Logan and Lakeshore,
Oh
and
wow.
it's a fairly new distillery. It's only been open about a year and a half, and so they've been converted that, and also they're doing free delivery of cocktail packages. So I sent a gin and tonic package to my friend for his birthday, or you could send an old fashioned package, and they include the ice if you'd like, or the lemon or the lime,
Wow.
you choose. So that's my shout out of someone that's sort of doing something a little different to keep things going
Well,
much today for just sharing sort of what you have been able to do and pivot, but just encouraging people to look at what their core business is and see how they can, you know, convert it somehow or just adjust it while we're during this time, and then continue to look at opportunities going forward that we can all do to collaborate and work together with different suppliers and different people that are executing different programs. So I
uh,
really do appreciate your time today, and yeah, we look forward to future tips.
my pleasure. It was great talking with you.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Okay.